Welcome to another episode of Talking About Records. My name is G.I. Sanders from NTX Vinyl, small chain of independent record shops in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you're not local, you can shop online at ntxvinyl.com. Also, please make sure and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much. Today's episode just got a brand new batch of vintage records in. Acquired this collection and I want to walk through it with you. I've seen it one time through for the most part, but it went very fast. So a lot of this I'm going to be kind of exploring it along with you. Love doing this stuff. Come on with me. Let's get to it. All right, let's start digging into some records. I see some cool stuff. This was a really cool collection, mostly classic rock, but there's also some punk and some new wave. Seeing some Kinks here, some really cool stuff. King Crimson, classic album, obviously. More Kinks. Haven't had a chance to really look at condition too much on a lot of these, but a lot of it looks pretty clean, honestly. Some of the jackets obviously have some ring wear, but that's, comes with the territory when you're dealing with vintage records most of the time. Oh, this is cool. The Jam. So this collection that I just pulled in was from a gentleman. He said he hadn't bought a record since the very early 80s. That gives you an idea of the type of stuff that is in here. All through the late 60s. That's a really cool cover. Up and through that early 80s. And so so there's some fantastic stuff in here. Again, I remember seeing it at a glance, but it's got, he just had a really good eye for music. And I was very in line with him as far as his collection was concerned. Lots of just classic albums. It was really cool to talk to him. While we were kind of looking through these. He had a lot of memories, specifically of a lot of the stuff that he interacted with locally here in Dallas. In fact, one of his good friends was one of the primary promoters for a lot of the shows here in Dallas, and he got to actually stage manage and stage and work like a roadie on a lot of local shows here at a venue that was called the Bronco Bowl, which went out of business years and years ago. But man, he was telling me about a bunch of the shows that he got to work, including he said he got to kind of stage manage or stage hand the Clash when they came through in the late 70s, which, man, how cool would that be? So it was really cool talking to him about the local music scene and his experience. And he was telling me about how he used to see Stevie Ray Vaughan at the clubs here in Dallas. So, man, it was super cool. And I think his taste in music really shined through based on the conversation. So a lot of cool stuff in here. Genesis and Iggy Pop and Jay Giles, man, just look at that. The Voivods, some cool stuff. So really excited to be looking through this stuff. More, got John Cale. Then again, you've got some stuff like B-52s. That's really cool. Blues like B.B. King. We got over here more John Cale. Elvis Costello. He had a lot of Elvis Costello stuff from what I remember. Like I said, I looked through this really quickly when I was at his house. He pulled all this stuff up. I was a little worried when I initially contacted him because he said he had these sitting in a closet all stacked, which if you've dealt with vinyl at all, you know that that's a scary proposition. You don't want to stack them like this, not really high, because the weight will start to bear down on them. But pleasantly surprised that after looking through the stuff, that it's all in pretty good shape. Like I said, some of the jackets definitely have some wear here and there, but overall, I was very happy with the condition. And he just had, again, a great taste. Everything from common stuff like the Beatles to more of the new wave and punk rock stuff. Let's see if the White Album doesn't look like there's any poster, any postcards in there, but it's a nice copy. So plenty of Beatles stuff. Again, just kind of going through these entire discography of Beatles pretty much. So love seeing those. Some more John Cale stuff. John Cale. So really cool stuff here in these first two crates. Excited about those and just getting started. All right, moving on down the line. You've got some classic Dylan. Always like to check, see what the label. We got the 2i Columbia label on this one. Highway 61. How about Freewheelin'? There's some really valuable copies of Freewheelin'. It's a 2i one. I don't think that's a super rare one there, but still a fantastic album. Doors on the green label Electra stereo copy. It's got a little bit of wear to it. Soft Parade 13, couple copies of 13. A few signatures, personal collection. What do we have here? Interesting. Enduring New Boots and Panties. I'm not sure. It's more Dylan. So yeah, just a really diverse collection. I love seeing Devo stuff. A lot of Brian Eno. Check out all this Brian Eno. He was really into, again, stuff like John Cale, Brian Eno. I remember there was a bunch of Captain Beefheart records in here, some Zappa. Here's more Eno. So again, just a lot of really cool vintage stuff from the 60s through the early 80s. Echo and the Bunnymen. Pretty cool. More Eno. A couple Elvis records. Everybody's got to have a couple Elvis records in the collection. These were cool. I haven't heard these. Someone will have to tell me about them. He was saying they were pretty cool. Band is called Chrome. A couple full-length albums. So I just really liked the artwork and thought those were cool and thought I'd check them out. He recommended them. Some more Elvis Costello. There's another record by Chrome I thought was really cool. So I'm interested to check those out. See what label these are on. Kind of an interesting label. Siren Records. That's cool. Not one you see very often. Here's Captain Beefheart. That's a pretty cool cover. I'm not familiar. I was discussing Captain Beefheart with him. The only album I'm really familiar with is the Trout Mask album, and that was actually he didn't have that one in here, and he was telling me that's one of the more experimental ones, which I would have to agree with because that thing is crazy. But all these records are really cool. I have to check some of them out. We got some Clash now. Like I mentioned, he was a big fan of the Clash, and even got to meet him in tech for him that one time, so that was really cool. Lots of Elvis Costello. Some more Clash. There's a 10-inch Black Market Clash. Ooh, there we go. Original copy, man, of the Cramps. Let's check out the condition on that one. Really nice copy. Man, that is super clean. I had a reissue of this one recently on colored vinyl that sold. How about an original copy of the Smiths self-titled record? That's really nice. Still in the shrink wrap. What do we have here? This is the Stranglers. That's really cool. No More Heroes. Cool cover. Some Patti Smith, Horses. Classic album. Promo copy. Let's see what this is. Not a white label promo. This is Stranded by the Saints. Not familiar with that one. Someone will tell me about it for sure. It looks like a pretty cool record. What else do we have here? Electric Dread. That's pretty cool. Steel Leg and Electric Dread. Simple Minds. Some Spirit. All right. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit and you guys get a little better view. Looks like we've got some Aretha. It's pretty cool. There wasn't a ton of R&B soul stuff, but I picked out a few. Ooh, I love this. I love the green and blue Atlantic label on the Aretha stuff. Definitely a fan. Got some writing on some of the covers, but again, nothing too detrimental. A lot of Animal stuff. Definitely some ones that were worn out, but Eric Burdon and the Animals, original pressings of those are always really cool. Talk about a classic live album, Allman Brothers at Fillmore East, and then my favorite Allman Brothers record, Eat a Peach. Phenomenal record. These are, I just love seeing these. Got some ZZ Top, of course. We have got. All right, definitely he was a Zappa fan. I pulled out some of the cleaner Zappa records that he had in his collection, which there were a few of them, so I love to see those. Always super fun and collectible. The Yardbirds, that was one I hadn't seen before, and again, some of them have some writing on them, but overall, really happy with the condition thus far, especially because I was worried about it going in. But what do we have here? This is XTC. Very nice. Still in shrink wrap. Not records I see very often. These are really cool. This is, let's see, Beeswax, some B-sides, a B-sides compilation by Ecstasy. That's pretty cool. Here's another one. Waxworks, Beeswax. Some awesome records. Another Ecstasy record in shrink. Tom Waits, he was definitely a fan of Tom Waits. There's a handful of those albums. Classic country like Waylon. Again, just had really good taste across the board. And I think it was also really in line with my taste for the most part. I mean, I'm generalizing a little bit, but that's always nice, at least from one perspective. You know, it's also fun to find stuff you're not familiar with just to explore. But when it's, you know, pretty in line with your own taste, it makes it pretty quick to go in and dig stuff out, which this was a very quick dig, because most all this stuff I was able to kind of grab at a glance and know exactly what it was, and you know, that type of thing. So we got some cool Talking Heads. I remember there was pretty much a whole collection of these Talking Heads. Then you got Television. Man, just so cool. Tom Tom Club. So again, kind of new wave 80s. Like I said, right up through the early to mid 80s is when he collected through. And it definitely holds true. There's the other Talking Heads records. So got a whole pretty much discography of Talking Heads, which I'm not complaining about. James Taylor, Greatest Hits, a couple copies of that one. What do we have here? The Trogs, that's cool. More Talking Heads. Let's swing over to the other side. All right, we have made it about halfway through this. We've got some more Kinks. That's where we started. He told me he was a huge Kinks fan, so there's a bunch of those records in here. Some of these I've never even seen. I'm not familiar with that one. Definitely seen Misfits plenty. Sleepwalker. Got some more King Crimson. There's some Psychedelic Furs. I was excited to see that stuff. Always excited to see The Police. Brian Augers. Ohio Players. There's a random one. Plasmatics. That's a pretty cool record. Limited edition free poster. Ooh, it's still got the poster in it. That's cool. There is Zappa and Beefheart. And then he had like a random collection of Bob Marley records, which I'm not complaining. Really nice, clean copies. Exodus. There's Confrontation. Survival. So again, really nice stuff. Catch a Fire. That's one of my favorite Bob Marley covers right there, because look at the size of that blunt. Dude was not messing around. Classic Jimmy record. Man, that looks like it's in really good shape too. It's nice. These were cool. These were Jimmy and Mama Yancey Chicago Piano Volume 1 Blues Originals. These were all, as you can see, radio promo copies. They're not white labels or anything, I don't think. But man, then they're, you know, standard Atlantic label. But these looked really cool. I don't know if they're collectible or not. I have no idea. But they had, I kind of glanced at the artists, and there were some pretty good blues artists on these. T-Bone Walker and Guitar Slim. What else do we have on here? I'm trying to look for names that I actually know. Floyd Dixon. I've got a good friend who I know is going to enjoy these. Most likely, that's probably where they'll go. So, some cool blues stuff. More ZZ Top. I think I already saw that one. Squeeze, more Squeeze. Some more Tom Waits. Nighthawks at the Diner. Really cool cover. Saturday Night Fever. How about some Rocky 3? Can't go wrong with Grease. This is a cool, this is Rocky 4, and this is sealed. This is the only album in this entire collection that was sealed, which is interesting. I don't know what this is, but it's a cool cover, so I had to check it out. A couple of Christmas albums. Never pass up Christmas albums. Art Blakey. Didn't have much jazz, but this Art Blakey record caught my attention. It's on Blue Note. Gotta love that. Nice, clean copy. It's like it's from 1978, so definitely probably a reissue, but I'm not complaining about a vintage Art Blakey record. That's pretty cool. Some more Aretha here. You got some Aerosmith, Adam and the Ants, the Animals. As you can see, he had them all alphabetized, so Mamas and the Papas. But then he had some good taste in regards to country. Shotgun Willie, fabulous album. He got a whole collection of Willie here. A couple of those are really nice. Got some Spirit. Streetwalkers. I'm not familiar with that, but it looked pretty cool, and it's import, so I had to check it out. This is definitely an overseas import. I'm not sure what year this is from, but it's on the Vertigo label. And that's usually a good sign when you see this label right here. That means you're onto something pretty good from a collectability standpoint. Again, I'm not familiar with the artist, but someone will probably tell me. Vicious but Fair. Lou Reed. More Patti Smith. That's really cool. Tower of Power. How about a nice copy of Nevermind the Bullocks. Let's take a look at this. Got the original sleeve. That's cool. Whoa, almost dropped it. Apologies. There is a nice copy of Nevermind the Bullocks. Don't mind seeing that ever. I think that was the only Sex Pistols record. We've got the Kinks, more King Crimson, more Kinks, more John Cale. Here's some more Beefheart, John Cale, more Elvis Costello. Got some Clash, some, oop, shrink ripped off on that one. That's all right. The shrink's always torn anyways. I can't stand it when the shrink's kind of half on, half off. I'll always get rid of it. I like the shrink when it's nice and clean, but I don't have an original copy of this Bowie record, so this one may be mine. Spine's a little blown out on it, though, unfortunately, but still a cool record. James Brown, more Bowie. Got some Buffalo Springfield, more Bowie, more Bowie. Gotta love that. Huge Bowie fan. Ry Cooder, OG copy of London Calling. Again, a little bit of wear, but pretty nice, clean, epic label on that one. Cream, Wheels of Fire, Best of, Early Cream, Digital Gears, Alice Cooper. Combat Rock, still in shrink. Gotta love that. It's got the barcode, but that's all right. Probably all of them have the barcode. This came out like yeah, 82. So there's Creed from the Office again. I had to pull that one. Grassroots. He had a little bit of Dead. He had Live Dead and a couple others. Not a ton. Genesis. There's Volume 1 of Bear's Choice. We got Mars Hotel. And then you got some Robert Fripp solo. Dr. Feelgood, Sneaking Suspicion. Another Dr. Feelgood. Both radio promos with the radio. There's a white label promo. Dr. Feelgood. Those will be cool to check out. So, all right, moving right along. I'm really happy with this stuff just thus far. This is a cool collection. All right, last two crates here. We're starting off with two Eye of the Tigers. Can't go wrong with that. Small Faces. Love to see that. Check out Rod. Man, that's a cool looking group right there. Those dudes mean business. Even got Mickey Mouse in the photos. I don't have this Small Faces record. I'm interested to check this out. Love that band. Snakefinger, The Stranglers, more cool kind of late 70s, early 80s stuff. The Shaman, more Stranglers. That's really cool. Limited edition black and white vinyl. Ooh, check this out. That's really cool. Promo copy on Splatter. What year is this? This is 1978. Man, it's cool to see a record like that from 1978, right? I was actually just discussing that with my parents the other day because they were asking me about the whole boom of colored vinyl because they watch all my videos. In fact, they're probably watching this one right now. And I had to explain to them, yeah, colored vinyl goes back all the way to the late 60s, early 70s. They just never did it, you know. So it's cool to see one. It was just predominantly black vinyl didn't get into the colors, you know. It was available though. Love seeing Tom Petty records, of course. Procol Harum. What we got here? What is this? Public Image, LTD. More Police. Love seeing more Police. More Psychedelic Furs. Speaking of psychedelic, got some Pink Floyd, Public Image, more Pink Floyd, more Furs, classic John Lennon record, rock and roll. Got some Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti, probably my favorite Led Zeppelin. Lovin' Spoonful, Into the Outdoor. This was cool. I'm not even sure what this is. I've seen this image before, a very famous image. I don't even think it's a record. If it is, I can't figure out how to get into it. And it's just a book, but it's a cool book that is mostly intact. Look at this thing. All these Zeppelin photos. I'm sure there's a Zeppelin fanatic out there who can tell me what this is. I don't know if it came with a box set and it actually came with records or if they just sized it, the size of records, because it looks like a record, it feels like a record, but there's nothing here. So someone let me know if you know what this is. I'll do some research on my own, but that's pretty cool. Led Zeppelin 2, I checked. It's not an RL press. Still cool to have. Nick Lowe, Lovin' Spoonful. There you go. Lightning Hopkins. This is, let's see what the label looks like on this. This is Everest Records Archive of Folk and Jazz. That's pretty cool. Don't know what year that is or how old it is, but it looks pretty cool. Some more John Lennon. Some Stones. Always got to have that. Plenty of Stones. What do we have here? Is this another Public Image record? Get that sleeve off of there. Let's see what this is. This definitely feels like an import based on the based on the sleeve here. This is Rocky Erickson and the Aliens. Oh, that's cool. Really, really cool kind of garage rock, punk new wave stuff. Got a couple copies of St. Majesty's. This one, let's see. This is the black vinyl import version on Decca. Love seeing those records. You got Lou Reed. You got Some Girls. Even some REM. I forgot that was even in there. Nice copy. Was this Reckoning in it? Yeah, nice copy of Reckoning. I think I may need this one. I went to play this record the other day, and mine's got a pretty bad warp to it. I didn't even realize. So that one may be sticking with me. Roxy Music. Definitely love seeing those. Send them out here where you can actually see them. Whole collection of those. This is a cool Lou Reed record. Wasn't real familiar with Sally Can't Dance. Dig that cover, man. More Roxy Music. Got Let It Bleed by the Stones. Pretty nice copy. Let's see if it's got the poster. Let's see. No, it does not. It's got an extra sleeve for whatever reason. And the record itself, it's got a few marks, but looks pretty clean. But no poster, unfortunately. You never know. I think most of the times the posters ended up on people's walls, rightfully so. Oh, I was excited about this one. Check this out. Talk about an iconic American rock record. I don't know if this is the first press, but it's from 1976, and it is in pretty damn good condition, so I'm excited about that one. Love seeing the Ramones. All right, last crate. Let's see what we got. This is a cool record right here. Nico, The End. Never heard it, never seen it, but looking forward to checking it out. Underrated Tom Petty record, Hard Promises. I think we already saw one of those. Supertramp. You got Buzzcocks. There's pretty cool. Singles, Going Steady. Promotional, not for sale. Don't think it's a white label. I'm not sure. No, but it's got a cool label on it, that's for sure. Don't see a lot of Buzzcocks. Really cool Buffalo Springfield record. Got some Blondie. Again, man, he just had really good taste. John Cale, Leonard Cohen. That's a cool record, still in shrink. Devo. So again, just, man, loaded. Then you went straight to Doors and Dylan. Some Duran Duran, more Dylan. Let's see, Boston, Purple Rain, more Willie. And you get into some George Strait and Randy Travis. Just all over the place, man. I love to see it. Really cool B.B. King record. Pink Floyd, Animals, really nice copy. No barcode on back. Always good to see that. Fleetwood Mac. Then there were some random hip hop records, which a couple of these are suspect in regards to condition, but I grabbed them just because, man, you just don't see them that often. But even like, man, there's some condition issues on some of this hip hop. So this stuff, he said someone gave to him. So that's why there's like these random hip hop records in here. Black Eyed Peas, Raekwon, and back to some more stuff like Blondie, some soundtracks, more Grease, more soundtracks, more ZZ Top. More ZZ Top, Dire Straits, Bad Company, Eagles, Steve Miller, and more Police to finish it off. So there you go. That's a pretty legit collection right there, if I do say so myself. Definitely happy with how that turned out after looking at a bunch of it. So all of this will be available first to my local customers across all of my NTX Vinyl shops. I don't sell a lot. In fact, I sell very little vintage used vinyl online. So if you're not local, there's a pretty good chance none of this is coming your way. But I know that people love to look through collections like this. I know I do, which is why I posted it regardless. But if you're local, look for a lot of this stuff to roll into the NTX Vinyl shops over the next coming weeks. It takes time to go through it and inventory it all, to clean it all, to grade it all, then to sleeve it and to price it. You get what I'm talking about. There's definitely a time investment here, which is a big part of acquiring collections. But I'm looking forward to every step of that along the way and digging into these deeper. So thanks for watching again. Talking about records, G.I. Sanders. We will see you again next time. Make sure to check out some new videos right here on the channel.